Hi, everyone. This is Pili, and today we're going to talk about losing your limitations. This is all multifamily mindset, having that mindset of looking bigger and stop limiting yourself. So, I'm going to give you a story about how we first started. I actually brought our first out of state multifamilies to the table. I normally don't do stuff like that. I normally don't have the big idea, or I'm normally not the huge visionary. I'm more of an implementer. So when a turnkey provider approached me at the local RIA meeting, I was like, okay, um, we are already flipping and wholesaling, and we were living in New Jersey at the time. And I think we can do this on our own here. But he was like, no, come on, he was really kind of pushy about it, but in a nice way. So I was like, okay, I'll take a look at the numbers. So later that evening, I took a look at the numbers and I showed it to Jason. And we were both like, wow, these numbers kind of work, but maybe we can make them work even better. And Jason was like, well, what if we did a couple of duplexes? And I was like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. So I went back to the turnkey provider and I told him, we're not interested in these single families, but if you have a couple of multifamilies or multi units, like 2 to 4 units, we would love to take a look at them. So he brought a couple of those to the table. We ended up purchasing 2 from him. But instead of actually doing the turnkey process, we bought the properties outright and took a slight discount. The turnkey, for any of you turnkey providers out there that are listening to this, the turnkey provider got paid very well. And they managed the construction, they managed the property, and it was all well and good. So a year later, the turnkey provider approaches us, and Jason and I were already having the discussion as to what we're going to do, where we're going to scale, where we're going to buy more. And at this time, we were already systematizing and raising our flipping and wholesaling business at this time. So we're talking, and Jason starts thinking, and he's like, what, Pili, I've been reading a lot of stuff online, and we have these 2 duplexes, but what if we could do 25 units, 50 units, 100 units? And you know what I did? I shut down. I couldn't think that big, because to think about those many units, 50, 100, 1,000, that means bigger numbers. And I was like, we can't afford that. That just doesn't make any sense in my head, because the duplexes that we had gotten, we actually paid for them outright. We owned them. And that's what I knew. So I was letting my lack of education deter me from jumping into that. So when we first started, I was like, okay, why don't you go to Jason, why don't you go and discover more about this? I'll handle our flipping and wholesaling business. We also had the construction business. And we also, I think I might have been pregnant with our second child. We have 3 now. So we had a lot of balls up in the air. But the thing is, as he started to learn, I started to learn alongside with him. And then we found our first property. We took that down. And it was actually not until that moment that Jason was like, it's closed. Well, now the work begins, but that's a whole nother story. As soon as he said it's closed, I was like, wow, this can be done. We can do this. We just took down a 94 unit property in Louisville, Kentucky. Like it wasn't a walk from our house. It wasn't a drive from our house. It was literally hours away, but we were able to do it. So I ask you right now, lose your limitations. Don't limit yourself to the mindset that you have right now. Think just a little bigger every day, and by educating yourself, you can do that. Take those small incremental steps to get you to your bigger goals, whatever that might be. That might be going into large multifamily. That might be getting fitter, getting healthier. But whatever that goal is, find a plan and execute. Take those steps. So again, this is Pili. Thank you so very much for listening to me today. And if you want more information about how to get into large multifamily, please go to www.multifamilyeventlive. Multifamily live event multifamilyliveevent.com. And I will see you there. Thank you so very much. You have a great day. Bye now.